Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Story time. How did I know that Richard was the guy that I would marry? I'm sure guys, if you read my testimony videos on this channel, you would actually, one thing that you are supposed to pick up is that I'm that type of Christian that feels that's spoiled. I should say I should say that I have that spoiled brat kind of relationship with Christ, because sometimes I just look at this and I'm just like, Lord, how are you not tired of me? Okay, cool. So anyways, but I think I like it. Like, I love the fact that the Lord really does spoil me. Anyway, so when Richard and I met, prior to that, I was like, Lord, the next person that I'm going to marry, like, he will be my husband. Like, I'm not about to play anymore. Like, I'm tired. Like, next person I'm going to marry is gonna be my husband. Other than that, otherwise, then I should just let me just be single. Then, if that's it, or then let me just concentrate on my school and my family, like my siblings and my mom. If that's what it takes, you get what I'm saying. So, and then I met Richard. Like, the how we met, we'll do together whenever he's around. Anyways, I don't know why I did that. Anyways, yeah, um that's what happens. Like, we start dating. No, prior to us starting dating, like before we started dating, like I prayed to God. Like, I told, like, no, we started talking. When we started talking, like, I saw that the two of us were talking too much, and I'm just like, like, there's some sort of interest. And then he had already like stated his interest in me prior to that, right? Because I mean, that's a man that he is. I hope he sees this video. Anyways, yeah. So then we start to talk, right? Start to talk, and then I realized, this guy likes me. So he gets to a point where he's like, you know what? I like you. And then this time he wants to pursue a relationship with me. And I'm just like, okay, cool. It's okay. But, like, I need to do something first before I get into a relationship with him. So, with you. So I tell him that, you know what? Like, one thing that I'm starting to do now is like including God in all the relationships that I get into. So, like, I need time off to be praying. And he's like, how long? And I'm like, I need a week. So I took a whole week off, and I started praying about this situation. So as I was praying about this situation, guys, ignore the noise. So then I started praying about the situation, and then after that, like, I was literally just praying for a yes or no answer, but God did not give me that. Like, I got peace. That's one thing that I got peace after praying for that 1 week. So when I got that peace, I'm just like, this could only be from God, because there's no way I'm feeling this kind of peace. Like, because prior to that, I was like, a little bit confused, a little bit anxious and stuff. But then after I prayed about it, I got peace. So for me, that was like, okay, cool, this is a go ahead sign. So we went ahead, and then we started praying. And then I had this thing that, Lord, you were the one who brought me into this relationship, and you'll be the one to take me out. Because I was just like, Lord, every little thing, like, at this point I was like, Lord, since you are here, I'm gonna complain to you about every little thing. So when I say that this is a relationship where, like, that really kept me on my toes, like, this is really the relationship that kept me on my toes, because me, I was very spoiled by God. Like, I was literally very spoiled by God, and every single flaw that this man had, I took it to God. It's like, Lord, you know what? Your son, this and this and this. Your son, this and this and that. Your son, this and this and like. And then I remember, like, I just never took a break off once. I probably took off 2 or 3 times. And to be honest, I felt like those breaks were necessary. Like, I did, it did me good. It did me well, because first of all, like, it brought me closer to God, because now I can, like, literally be open with God about my relationship. It was never a thing of, like, you know what, Lord, you are everywhere in my life except here. And second of all, it also taught him patience. Like, it got him to know that, you know what, this is not just like my girl. This girl serves like a God, and this is like a Jesus girl. It's not just any ordinary girl. And then third of all, it also just taught us self-control. You know that thing where you're just so used to being there, being accessible and stuff. Like it kind of also like taught me self-control and taught him self-control. Kucha, guys, when Rosalia is fasting, like that's it. Like communication is cut at that point. We communicate again after the fast is done. You know what I'm saying? So that was nice. Yeah, like it was nice the fact that I could go to God, right? And then so yeah, and then I'm like, Lord, you know what? I really like when now the relationship was still progressing. I think like 3 4 months into the relationship, I'm like, Lord, I really like, no, I really want to know, man, is this the person or not? Like I really want to know. And mind you, prior to that, I used to have this dream, right, of me getting married. That's the only dream I had that came, that recurred, right? So it was me standing on a mountaintop with this guy. But then I couldn't see the face of the guy. You know what I'm saying? I would have dreams of me getting married, but it would just, I would never see the guy. Like it would just be me in the white dress and everything, but I would not see the guy. So yeah, you know, we continued dating, and then somewhere no no and then before that, like i I was still like, I continued, the doubts came back again, the doubts came creeping back again, like is he really the one, is he the what, you know, you were speaking to God but God is not giving you a definitive answer and all that, right? So those doubts started coming back, and as it came back, like it was like those doubts that kind of made me push him away. Like there was a time where I just literally wanted to break up with him, and I think I did break up with him. Yeah, like I was just like, you know what, like I can't do this. Like you get what I'm saying. I found some reason to break up with him, anyways. Ooh. Okay, now I'm actually hoping he doesn't watch this. But anyways, that's all in the past now, guys. I think that was still in the first year of marriage. Come on, marriage. Dating. Anyways, and then after I broke up with him, I had an idea of a guy that I wanted to get married to. And this was nothing like Richard, right? So I had my type of guy that I wanted to get married to. And yeah, so and then I had a dream. Yeah, ne? I had a dream getting married to the type of guy that I wanted to get married to. So in this dream was like, the guy was everything that I wanted, right? And then we went. No, first of all, I had a dream where somebody, like this was now after I broke up. I think I'd broken up with Richard. So I had a dream where it was somebody else's wedding, and then this groom just decided, you know what, no, I don't want this lady, I want to marry you, which was me now. And I was just like, okay, this is a funny dream. And then I knew that God was trying to communicate to me, but I just didn't understand the dreams, right? And the second dream that I had that literally like made me like, yeah, was I was dating this, no, not dating, I was getting married to this guy, right? And then this guy was introduced to my grandparents on the day that we were getting married. That's the first red flag, I guess. Second red flag was yeah, ne, this guy's father was a pastor or something something like that, or he was a pastor, something like that, in that sense. And so this guy took me to get married. So like that's it, it was literally like a representation of the guy that I thought was good for me, right? And then when we got there, like we ended up walking past the dead people. First of all, like walking past dead people, and second of all, our marriage was in the cemetery. Like it was at the cemetery. Now, after that dream, that is when I knew what God was trying to tell me. Like literally, like that is when I knew what God was trying to tell me, and that's when I knew what I had to do. So I was just like, yo, I was really like apologizing to God, like, I'm so sorry for like wanting this type of person while you have given me this. Like now I know what you want me to do. So I go back to Richard. I think we're just broken up, like I think for a day or 2 days, and all those dreams like happened so fast, right? So I go back to my lovely fiance. I go and then I apologize to him and everything. But then, mind you, I don't tell him about these dreams. Like at that point, I don't think he even knew the exact reason, because I told you I made up something. But then, like later on, I told him all those dreams that I was getting. Yeah, which were also scary to him, anyways. So yeah, then I knew, which okay, cool, Rose, you're not going anywhere. Like, oh, sorry, this is your person. So I think that also just created the leeway so I can complain to God about everything, about the son. I'll be like, Lord, your son, Lord this, Lord that. But to be honest, yeah. And then it was now time to introduce Richard to my grandparents. Prior to introducing him, like he had a dream that we were getting married. And then I was like, I think you're only having this dream, us getting married dream, because you also want to get married to me. Like it's not, like, to be honest, I took his dream and then I was just like, you know what, it's just you, because like, you want to get married to me, like, you get what I'm saying. And then and then like, yeah. And then I think, because I was just like, yeah, like I just did not take the dream serious. And I think like a week or two, I also had a dream of us getting married. And then there I knew, which, okay, cool, like this can only be from God, because never ever had I ever dreamt of getting married to someone like and see the face and like know the person. Like this is the first time ever. And then that I knew. And then I knew. And then like, and again, as a Christian, like, or not even as a Christian, as a human being, like sometimes doubt just creeps in, and then doubt crept in again. And then I was still like, should I not, and then God came back to me again. And then, not this time, he didn't come to me, he went to my mom. And at that point, it was even prior to me introducing Richard to my mom. Yeah, my mom just knew that I was dating, but she didn't even know like the slightest details of it. She just knew that I was in a relationship. That's it. But and then my mom told me, no, you know what? I had this dream that you got married and then you were going, like you flew with a plane, like, which means that you were leaving the country. And I'm just like, okay, hint hint. Like, I mean, Richard is not Namibian, so yeah. And then so like I think I started becoming at ease with it, because okay, let me clarify something. The reason why I was having this doubts, ne, was first of all because I had an idea of the man that I wanted to marry, and to be honest, Richard was not that man. And second of all, I was also afraid that I was falling for this guy while the idea of a man that I wanted is this, and then Richard is this, like two completely different people. But then I was falling for this guy who is the idea of the man that I want. No, no, no. This guy who is Richard, and then this is the idea, the ideal, the my ideal guy that I created for myself. So I felt like if I continued this relationship to continue, I might probably miss out on this ideal guy. So it was not that I didn't like Richard or I was not falling for him. I was definitely falling for him, and that's what made me anxious, right? The falling for him made me anxious, and the fact that it was too good to be true made me anxious, because I was just like, no, what if I fall in love with this guy and then he ends up not being my husband, and then like I thought that my husband would have all of this and all of this and all of that. Yeah, that's why I constantly kept on going back to God, because I felt like he didn't match my idea of the man that I wanted. And secondly, it's like I was falling for him, but I was unsure whether is this the guy that I'm going to marry, is this really the guy that I'm going to marry, if my idea of a guy that I'm going to marry is this different. Like I didn't want to waste my time, especially my time, because I mean men can hunt whatever. Like I didn't want to waste my time, because I felt like, what if I waste my time and then now I'm in a situationship with this guy, and then now I'm having attachment issues to this guy, while like, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I kept on going back and forth, especially like when it came to Richard and when it came to the relationship. So yeah, that happened. My mom told me about her dream. I felt good. I told my mom about Richard, and I told her like about how I want them to meet each other. So then we organized like them getting to know Richard. So we went to the coast. And then yeah, my grandparents were there, like they were introduced to him and stuff, and it all went well. My grandparents liked him because I was like, oh yeah, I know. When before we went to the coast, before we went to the coast, I'm just like, Lord, me, I know it's been, I think it's been a little bit. No, no, it. I think it's just. It's been, yeah, it's been a bit over a year. When I introduced him to my grandparents. Has it been a year? No, it hasn't even been a year. I think it's been months, like maybe like 8, 9, 10 months there when I introduced him to my grandparents. Because I just wanted like, and I prayed to God that, Lord, if it's his mind, my grandmother will approve. If not, then she will not approve. And then my grandmother liked him. And then I came back to Windhoek, my grandmother spoke to me and then she told me, you know what? I actually had a dream of you getting married. And then now you brought this guy here and I like him. So I think this is the guy. So I was happy. I was just like, wow, Lord, thank you. So with all of this combined, like, and then Richard currently getting dreams of us getting married, I think this was really like the things that made me believe that this is the guy that's meant for me. Like this is the guy that I'm supposed to marry. Because first of all, like apart, I guess what I wanna say is like apart from all the all the qualities that you want and everything, you should also look at the physical attractiveness. Like, are you attracted to this person physically or not? Like, are you compatible? Like, can you guys have conversations when you think of future planning? Like, can you guys like literally take your future plans and be like, okay, cool, we'll be able to work this out? Literally, there's so much more to then, like, the most important is obviously like, is this a person that I want to marry? Am I willing to spend the rest of my life with them? But then, and also like the Christian aspect of it, like, does God approve? Does God think this person is good enough for me and stuff like that? But apart from that, like, God, like, one thing that I learned throughout this process is that also God cannot choose a partner for you. Like, He can give you options and stuff, but like sometimes I feel like there are these lucky people, yes, where God just wakes up and be like, you know what, there's your husband. And then there's some of us where God is just like, bruh, make a choice, like literally choose, or like where you have to constantly keep on praying and then trying to get, signs out of God for you to know whether you are really doing the right decision or not, you're making the right decision or not. So what I'm trying to say is like, apart from that, right? Apart from that Christian aspect, like it doesn't even help, like God tells you that this is the person, but then you guys are not working towards being the person for each other. You get what I'm saying? As much as we are spiritual being, we are also physical being, we are emotional beings and all of that, right? So all those aspects should also be fulfilled. Like, are you compatible? Are you let's say if you are an academic and the person, like, how should I say, are you guys intellectual? Can you guys have intellectual conversations together? Like, are you attracted to this person? Like, you cannot just go on dating someone just because, like, they fulfill this one part of your life and then there's a whole bunch that is left that is unfilled, because obviously that void will always be there. And also the other thing is like, definitely, like, what I've learned through this journey is that like love evolves, right? You first meet the person and all of that, but then at some point you need to evolve in order for you to kind of like suit the needs of the person in every different season. Like, let's say if you were once a quiet person, like, you were just the one that was kind of listening all the time, like there will come a season where you need to be the one talking, right? Because like love evolves. That's what I feel like love evolves. And also like your goals need to align. Like, you cannot just be like, okay, cool, I'm going to marry this person, because marriage is really like a big decision. Like, imagine like making a decision to serve and to be in one person's face, only one person's face for the rest of your life. Like, I just feel like the rest of your life is a bit of a long time for you just to make a decision based on one aspect of this person's life. And then look at your future. Like, what are your goals? Like, I mean, you cannot be like, okay, cool, me, I want to travel the world, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that, while there's this one person who believes that no, he needs to set up a church in let's say in Hindustry. Then like then those two do not align, because it's like you want to set up a church in Hintis Bay and then me I want to be traveling. So who's gonna be like, you know, there with you in Hintis Bay if I want to be traveling? You see, then that means that like your goals do not align. Or like let's say one person believes that they should live in one town for the rest of their lives, and the other person feels like he's called to do mission work. Or like let's say one person just wants to go study further and the other person wants to have kids by the time that you want to be studying further. So these are also things that you need to look into. Like these are other aspects that you also need to look into, just apart from like the normal classical aspects. Yeah. Yo, I felt like I've spoken too much, but yeah. With all that said, guys, like that's how I kind of made my decision around marrying Richard. And to be honest, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. This fiance stage is lasting way too long. Oh, guys, I'm just trying to provoke my person when he watches this. But yeah, guys, y'all should send him the message like, Kucha, this fiance stage has lasted. It's last. It's last. Like it's lasted. It's overstayed. It's stay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, ne? So, anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to tell you. Like, Kucha, make your decisions wisely. Like, marriage is a big thing, and definitely, like, whoever you choose to marry, like, just know that that's gonna be your person for the rest of your life. Like, with all their flaws and everything. Like, so one important thing, yes, with all their flaws. So check their flaws. Like there are some things that people can't just change, and there are things that people can change. So those unchangeable things are those the things that you're willing to live with. Because trust me, you'll never, like, there's not a person that is 100% flawless. Like we all have our flaws. Even me, I have my flaws. But then like those flaws are those the flaws that you're willing to live with forever. Are those the flaws that you're willing to compromise on? Are those the flaws that you are willing to like live with and not like, you know, grow gray hair while you're still young? Yeah. But with that said, guys, like also me, I've overstayed my stay here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and yeah, hopefully we would have the marriage talk soon. I think I'm actually more interested in this. Like I'm really interested. So comment down below, like, what do you think are the most important things in marriage? Like what are those important characters that your partner should have before getting married to them? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you guys in my next video, and bye.